All right, welcome to Jack Dotson's Racing Insider News this week, presented by Papa John's. Can't thank those guys. We got some pizza coming, locally owned and operated. Papa John's. Got to think local. So got to thank Papa John's. We got to go through tonight and thank all of our partners. This is our last show for the year.
That's right, very much so.
And we want to thank each individual partner for supporting us, that kind of stuff. So just kind of go through. NC 811 is probably one of the longest ones on the list.
That's right. Or been around with us since we started, just about.
Pretty long time. So I really got to thank those guys. And new this year, VA 811, and they sponsor a race at Langley Speedway. So that's another plus that not only are they supporting the show, they're supporting the racetrack. They're putting their money where their mouth is. GAC's been around with us for a good while, a couple years now.
Hopefully, we'll get them back again next year. I haven't had a chance to talk to Guillermo, but I would like to have, Brian G, whatever. Brian said he was going to try to talk to him too, see if he can get a hold of him. But he's supposedly really busy. He's got a lot of stuff going on. And
yeah, I mean, what they got 300 employees or something?
I don't know, but he said they've got two sections now, one here in Virginia and one somewhere else, and they're doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're all over the United States. Really got to thank these guys. Bondurant Brothers Distillery. I mean, how cool of a sponsor is that?
And let me tell you something. Robert is one of the coolest guys you'll ever want to meet, and I thank him a lot for just coming. He came to me about it, to be coming on being a part of the show, and I think it's really cool that he's. You'd have to go back and look at the Bondurant history.
Yes,
I mean it's
really. What the hell's the name of the movie?
Lawless.
Yeah, Lawless.
And
it's a good movie. I mean, you got to watch it. It's about his grandfather, grandparents, and uncles, great uncles, I guess.
And it's like he said. I saw an interview he did 4 or 5 years ago. I just saw it the other day for the first time, and he was talking about he wasn't in the part of the family that initially was involved in this. It just kind of floated into. They floated into it, and that's how they got involved. But the Bondurant name is really big in Franklin County, Virginia, and that's where it all got started. So I want to thank Robert for everything he's done for us.
Another one that sponsors a lot of race cars.
Yes, he does. He sponsors a lot of race cars. He told me the other day he's going to get back into racing. He's been at it for a little while he's trying to build 2 businesses, and he's closed one of those businesses down now, and he's going to basically do Bondurant Brothers Distillery. And he's going to get back into the racing thing, and he will be back with us next year. He's already said that.
Pepsi and Mountain Dew is our drink of choice. Got to thank Pepsi for coming on board and supplying us drinks, and really appreciate that.
Yeah, and Johnny, the guy that I talk with the Pepsi and get the stuff from, I really appreciate. He checks with me very often. We've had 3 or 4 different guys since we started this, along the way. And but he checks with me ever so often to see where we are. I've got some at the house ready to bring up here, but I'll bring it when we come back after the Christmas break.
Tanya McAllister, MPM Marketing. It's another one that's very involved in the sport. She's had a lot of exciting news here lately. She's taking a lot of new customers, and then she's partnering with Speed 51, I think, now. I'm not sure how that partnership works, but she's a great resource if you need some help with doing social media and a bunch of other stuff. And she knows a ton of people, so she could point you in the right direction, whether it's, hey, I'm running late models and I want to know what the next step is. Who do I talk to? She has a lot of those resources. So she's a great person to contact if you need any of that stuff. Factory Canopies, man. I mean, we'll talk about another big sponsor. I mean, these chairs that we have are super nice, and the tablecloth that they provided for us, really can't thank those guys. And I mean, another big that has sponsored race cars, truck teams, Xfinity teams. I don't know if they've gone Cup, but they do a ton of covers and stuff for different stuff in the garage. And
Andrea, who's part of Factory Canopies, and along with Todd, when I went to him and said, we'd like to have a cover for our table. He jumped right on it, said, "Hey, I'll help you. I'll get you the cover for the table." And then somehow or other, we lost chairs up here. And I said, "We need some chairs." And he said, "I've got some in my warehouse. I'll send them to you."
Yeah, I know he said he was going to put some new ones, but man, these are pretty nice. I don't know what we need to change them.
But anyway, that's what he said. And of course, I'm not sitting in one. You got one. But anyway, that's really cool that we're really happy to have him on board.
Black Acid, I mean, they've done a bunch of shirts for us, and we greatly appreciate them. Our new shirts that everybody loves. Got to thank those guys a lot, and somebody else that's involved in the sport, that races and that kind of stuff. Safety Clean, Performance Plus Motor Oil, and then we had Bill Mullis and Vaughn on the other last week, and really got to thank Langley Speedway for allowing this to be our home. So really appreciate those guys.
You think about it, about Langley Speedway. We were at a point there where we wasn't sure where we were going to have another show from. And Bill Mullis stepped up and told us, come to Langley Speedway. And I can honestly say I feel like we're part of the Langley Speedway.
Hello, we're off next week. Is that a paid holiday?
Yeah, it's a paid holiday. You'll get your check in the mail.
Oh, okay, all right.
But anyway, yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, I'm tickled to death that Bill and Vaughn and Chuck Hall, all of them have stood behind us and made us a part of this. And we, hey, I can't say how much it means to us to do that. So that's really cool. I see Kirk Ipock is on here. Kirk, how you doing, man? Let me tell you something. I want to say one thing about Kirk Ipock, and I'm sure many people have said it in the past, but you're such an asset to the sport of local stock car racing, local tracks, and everything. We appreciate everything you do to support the local tracks, support race teams, and everything that you help out. Thank you a lot, and we hopefully we'll get you on the show again real soon, and we'll talk to you about the future or whatever you got going on there.
What's up, Eddie Clark? What's up, Andrew? Nice flag. Thanks, buddy.
I'm glad to see Andrew Fuller is not talking with people on Facebook or Instagram. He's going to turn in and watch our show now, so that's pretty cool. Got some news here. There's not a whole lot of news, so everything is kind of quiet right now with the Christmas season. They had the big next gen test, and out of all that came the new Cup rules that came out today. For 90, I think he said 90% of the tracks, or 99% of the tracks is what
all but Talladega and Daytona.
All the rules are set.
And the other one was the Atlanta.
I think it's Atlanta, but they haven't
done a test there. They're going to do a test next week, and then they'll make the call on it.
But the maximum 670 horsepower and a 4-inch spoiler. I think that's what they were all talking about, that they fear that's what they were going to go to. So we're happy to hear that they've got that straight. Jeff Hammond got a new job. Jeff Hammond is going to be over at David Gilliland Racing, and he's not going to be a crew chief, but he's going to be kind of looking after Haley Deegan's car and career, and a little bit over there trying to help get her going really good in her career. So he will be over there starting when race season starts. Also, Drew Blickensderfer left Front Row Motorsports. Right.
You know where he's going?
Right. Well, I have an idea of where he's going. I'm not going to say it out loud, but I have an idea. I've heard a couple people talking about it when I've talked to him this week. That was kind of a surprise because they were not expecting him to leave like that.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I wouldn't have thought, because I don't know where you're going to go.
There's a couple moves that's going to be made. I understand. So
and you can't say yet.
Well, I will say it to you off camera, but we're not going to do it on camera. But anyway, also down at Goodyear All-American Speedway, their final 5 has come into for driver of the year. And need everybody to go down to that website and vote for your favorite driver of the year, but vote Phoenix Kimball.
You're supposed to be biased, Jack.
I'm not biased when it comes to Phoenix Kimball. So go ahead, go down and vote for Phoenix Kimball. Make her driver of the week down, or driver of the year down at Goodyear All-American Speedway. Cause
yeah, I know. I seen you tagging and doing this nomination stuff. I didn't see you tag me and post me in one of them or anything.
All right, so let's go ahead with the show. And thank you, Kirk. We really do love what we're doing, and we really appreciate what you do for all the local tracks. And hopefully, I get to see you somewhere down the road, somewhere down there, real soon.
Yeah. Another guy that's been a big supporter of the sport.
Oh yeah, Solid Rock Carriers, man. I'm gonna tell you what, they're into everything, and they sponsor cars, they sponsor races, they even sponsor series. Mm-hmm. So I mean, Kirk's got his. It's exactly what he wants to do. I mean, he's doing what he wants to do, and what he does.
And it's a big help.
It's a great thing for local short track racing. So I think it's really cool.
Correct.
One of the things, before we get going too much further, one of the things we talked about last week that somehow or other got brought up, I think somebody asked about this, and a lot of people have run with it a little bit, including me. If Langley Speedway, we heard it, Bones, what he said, that it's in the works down the road somewhere, not right now, it's in the works. It's going.
What's that?
The Hall of Fame. The Langley.
Boy, I seen some posters like I heard on the show last night.
Yeah. I mean, they heard it. He said that it's going to happen. And then a lot of people said, who would be the first 5 people that you would bring in to the Langley Speedway?
Man, that's a
Hall of Fame.
And is it just limited to 5? I don't know.
Well,
that's what NASCAR does, but
I stood down and thought about it. I really think if Langley's would have a Hall of Fame, they really don't need to go beyond 5 for the first time. Make it special the first time, and acknowledge the ones that you pick for the first time. But I sat down and thought about it. I went back and looked through some things. I went back and looked through Langley Speedway in the past and drivers from Langley Speedway and everything that they were talking about. And I came up with my 5.
Who's your 5?
I came up with my 5. And in the thing it said late model drivers. Well, you can't just say late model drivers here at Langley Speedway, because late model drivers, yes, that's the big draw. We understand that
part of the whole picture.
But there's more to it. So I came up with my 5. And of course, you're not going to have a Langley Speedway Hall of Fame without Phil Warren.
I agree with that.
Phil Warren has to be the man. I mean, think about it. He's one of the best that ever came through here. He was known everywhere for his racing. So he would be one. The other one is Elton Sawyer. I went back and looked. Elton Sawyer was very successful here. Mm-hmm. He's gone on to great things beyond Langley Speedway. So he would be the other one that I picked, one of the other ones that I picked.
Give us y'all's 5.
Yeah, give us your 5 of who you think. But
just out of curiosity.
Number 3 for me, Sean Baluzo. Okay, all right. Granted, he started in late models, but look at all the championships he won. I mean,
there's so many people.
Yeah. The next one, I went back and I dug deep in some of these things, and there are guys that you could look back on and say, hey, this is the way it should be. Eddie Clark says Bubba Adams. Bubba Adams would be one of them.
Would be on your 5?
That'd be in my 5. I would.
As a national champion.
I think Bubba Adams should be in that 5. And with the last one, I got torn with the last one a little bit. Not really sure where we should go with that last one, but I kind of went with Danny Edwards. He's won championships here. Mm-hmm. He's, I kind of think Danny Edwards is number 5 on my list. So that's my 5.
Now, but then do you have it where they have to be retired? You know, quit driving? I would say a few people on my list, Henry Click. I mean, he's a long time owned the racetrack or however in the background. Who's the manager that was for
Joe Carver?
You know, Joe Carver. I mean, I think you got a list of those people. I mean, and man, drivers, man, there is such a big list. Yeah, I mean, that was the name I was going to say, Eddie. Tommy Ellis. I mean, you got Bubba Adams, Sonny Hudgens. I mean, the list just goes on and on. And then you got some other notables. Tanya Miller in the mini stocks back in the day. They ran really well, won some championships. Kathy Mosier, another female that ran the mini stocks back in the days. Those were big. They were big draws. I mean, people used to love coming out here to see those two girls go at it and race each other. That's a tough, man. There's so many. Joe Moore. I mean, yeah.
I kind of left Danny Millard off for the first class.
Oh, okay.
For the first class, I think Danny he's more susceptible to getting it down the road a little ways. I mean, you know, to be as great as he is,
he's there but lost.
So that would be my thing. Let's go ahead and look at that. That's you know, Danny Millard would be one. A lot of people said Butterbean and all that, but I think there's plenty of time to look at somebody like a Butterbean down the road somewhere. He could be, and not to say he's not a talent, and not to say he's not Hall of Fame worthy. He is, but let's give it some time to get some of these older guys in there that really deserve it. And my feeling that Phil Warren is a number one pick of all. So that would be my choice there. Eddie Clark has given up a list of some folks here. He's got Sonny Hutchins, Bubba Adams, Tommy Ellis, Joe Moore, and John Phillips. I saw the name John Phillips when I was digging through some stuff about Langley Speedway. I don't know anything about John Phillips, but if somebody could, Randy Akers Sr. I saw a lot about that too, yes. But John Phillips, if somebody, you know, Eddie, if you could let me know a little bit about him. I don't know a whole lot. I went through and looked, and I can't tell you a whole lot about him. Mike Buffkin, you're right, Matt. But Mike Buffkin would be a good pick too. Eddie Clark says I can get John Phillips there. That would be great if you could do that, because that is somebody that I saw the name along the lines, but I didn't, I just didn't know who it was per se. So yeah, that would be a good one. Let me see if I can get a hold of our first guest. He ain't called in yet. Bill Mcanally. Yeah, Joe Gator. Joe Gator was I got to know Joe Gator more at the dirt track at Southampton when he was over there. That's when I got to know him for all he was doing in the sport. I know he went on and ran races here, won the big race at Martinsville one time, I think, and also ran in the Hooters Cup Series at one point. So, yeah, that would. Joe Gator is a good one to think about too. But there's so many of those guys that come through the ranks to, and you got people that are racing still, like Paul Lubno has won all the races he's won. He's still in there, and you got Greg Edwards and Danny Edwards and all the races they've won here. And nobody can count out Mark Wirtz. Mark Wirtz is one of those guys that you can't count out in that situation. All right, we got our first guest lined up here. Bill Mcanally is with us. Let's see if I can get him on here. Hey, Bill, how you doing? Can you hear me? Bill, can you hear me, Bill? Can you hear me? I think he's having a hard time picking me up. I'm not getting anything. I'm not getting any voice from you either. Are you there? Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill, why don't you try it again? Go through and try it again. Need to turn your mic on, Bill. Hey, Scott, you need to help me with this. I got Bill on here, but I can't get what the situation is here.
This one. You can't hear us?
We can't hear him.
Might be.
Can you hear us, Bill?
Might be. Yeah, you're gonna have to log and come back.
Yeah, there's another one, Eddie Johnson. Eddie Johnson would be a good one. He would be one. John fielded cars for Tony Steele, Kevin Adams, and I tried to resurrect
my career.
Resurrect a career. Yeah, okay. Anyway, he said, get with us on that, Eddie, and maybe we can get John, get him on the show. That would be. Bill says, I can't hear you. And Kurt says, I think he's pocket.
Did you open it in Chrome?
Anybody got any? Anybody else got anything they would like to say about who would be their picks as far as the Langley Speedway Hall of Fame, if they got it? Now, Ed Clark.
Chrome browser.
Ed Clark, I like what you're saying here. You bring John on the show and bring the barbecue, and we'll make you the star.
Can you hear us, Bill?
Can hear you now. I don't know what was going on. Sorry about that, guys.
Hey, that's not a problem, hey man. Not a problem at all. Thank you for joining us.
No problem. I was out in the shop. I got stuck out there and I could not hear you at all. So I apologize.
Okay. Well, look, you got a lot going on out there this year. Tell us some of the new things you got going on.
We do. We're pretty excited. We've got, first of all, we're moving after 12 years with Toyota. We're moving back to Chevrolet. We'd spent a lot of years with Chevrolet in the past, so it's good to be back home with them. And we've rented a shop in Statesville, North Carolina, and actually working with GMS under an alliance there. We picked up some great used trucks. They're going from 5 full-time teams down to 2. So it's a great opportunity to build an alliance with them. They're staffed and they've got equipment to run 5 truck teams. So was able to pick up some real nice equipment from GMS. We've got Derek Kraus returning, and we're looking for big things from him this year. And then Colby Howard, who he got in the 9 truck and did some truck races last year and did a great job. So that's our Statesville, North Carolina shop. And then here in Roseville, California, we've got our Arca West team going together. Real excited. We've got Austin Herzog coming on full time in our number 16 Napa Auto Parts Toyota. And we're working with Cole Moore again this year. And then JoJo Wilkins from Hueytown, Alabama. So we got a little bit going on.
You sure do. I mean, and picked up another championship in the Arca West. I know that was a big thing for you.
It was great for Jesse Love to become a 2-time champion in the series. That young man's got a very bright future, and it was a lot of fun working with him the last 2 seasons. He did becoming the youngest ever champion in NASCAR regional or ARCA racing. He did.
Uh-oh. There you go. We got you.
We got you if you can hear us, Bill.
Can you hear us? The story of our life. Oh, he's gone again.
Yeah, he's got his microphone turned off. Is it? Yeah. Here's the pizza guy.
Oh, here we go again.
Down myself because I wound up in the shop and dang cell phone rings. It dumped me from the show. So apologize about that.
Hey, those are things you can't help. You can't help. So tell me something, Bill. You got the Arca series, the Arca West series out there. Do you see where that's growing any now? That at one point it looked like it was having a car count issue, but it looks like it's growing a little bit more.
Well, I'll tell you, with all the regional touring last year with the East and the ARCA series, the West had some very strong car counts and some strong teams. And with what we've got going this year, it sounds like there's going to be about 14 full-time teams in the ARCA West. So we're looking forward to it. It's definitely it's exciting. While we've done it out here in the West so long, it definitely fills a void. They don't get a lot of big stock car racing. I can't say it's NASCAR racing anymore because it's ARCA racing, but you go into places like Denver, Colorado, or Seattle, Washington, Portland, Oregon. It's a big event. They pack the grandstands. They really embrace us coming into those towns, and we enjoy it. So it's a needed necessity out here. And you'd think some of these towns we go into, it's a pretty big deal. I mean, we've Denver, Colorado, for example, Napa Auto Parts will bring 1,200 people out there to that race, and it's the highest activation of any Napa motorsports event in everything they're involved in, NHRA, Cup, IndyCar, and here we are in the ARCA West bringing out the highest attended event with activation. So it's something we're real proud of, we enjoy doing.
Now, didn't you have a little something going on with like some kind of a series that you were running with some new drivers and stuff?
We did. We ran the Bmr Development Series last year, driver development program. And it was a lot of fun. We worked with a lot of young drivers. That's how I got to know JoJo Wilkins and Amber Balkin, Austin Herzog, the young man that's driving for us this year. We worked with a lot of young drivers in our development program, but going to 2 trucks this year and getting that new shop in Statesville, we're not going to spend so much time. We'll still test and work with young drivers coming up, but hell, that was 40 races. It was a lot of weekends, and we just aren't going to have that this year. So we're not going to do the driver development program this year, but we'll get our truck team up and going. It's something we can always come back to.
Right. Now, how hard is it for you to have one race team in Roseville and then another race team out here on the East Coast?
When you get all the right people doing the things, I've got Mark Hillman back east. It's my general manager. I've got Shane Wilson. That's a crew chief on one of our trucks. We got really good people. Timmy Andrews. We got Mig. We got a lot of really good people. And then here on the West Coast, I've got John Camilleri and a group of good guys, and they know how to take care of business. So it allows me, between our 2 automotive repair businesses and our West Coast racing and East Coast racing, you surround yourself with good people, and it makes it all happen. That's the only way you can do it.
I was gonna say, I don't know how the hell he's doing it.
A lot of good people. That's the key to it right there.
Now, you've had a long association with Napa. How will Napa be back with you again this year?
Napa they'll be on our trucks in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series and on our Arca West program. 32 years this year with Napa Auto Parts. They started sponsoring my late model back in 1990, and fortunately that year we won us a NASCAR Winston Racing Series championship, and they saw the value in it and utilized it, and it's just grown every year bigger and better. You couldn't ask for better partners than Napa Auto Parts. I mean, they understand the nuts and bolts of it. They love being part of it. They love being up close and involved and having ownership in it. They're just down to earth, just good, wholesome people to be sponsored by.
And, it's really cool that you're starting this new truck team. It seems like the truck series this year is going to be bigger and stronger and better than ever.
I'll tell you what, I've been racing since 1986. I started racing at the entry level of a Saturday night track in their Bmr division, but I have been in a lot of competitive programs, raced. I mean, I started out, you'd fight to make the A feature when I first started racing street stocks and late models. And I thought that was competitive. The SRL series out here west, it's a really competitive series. But that truck series, I mean, you blink your eyes, you can go from the top 5 out of the top 20. It is a competitive, tough series. I've never experienced anything like it, but I'll tell you what, it makes those good nights really rewarding to be competitive in the truck series. It's a strong series. When they come with 40, I've seen 47 trucks at some of these races. It's crazy, and there's 25 of them that could probably win the race.
And it looks like this year it's going to be maxed out on trucks. I mean, you're probably going to have more than 47 show up at some places because there's a whole bunch of new teams coming in.
It is, with us going to 2 teams, and I know HRE went to 2 teams over there with Shiggy and Scott Zipadelli in that group. There's a lot of them growing and a lot of new ones coming in. It's going to be a great season in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. We're looking forward to it. I think Derek Kraus, we get us a win. Once he realizes he can win at this, it's going to be looking back. He's going to do us a heck of a job. So we got some unfinished business with him, and then Colby Howard is a great young talent that's we're looking for some great things out of.
Yeah, Derek looks like he's the kind of guy that one week he's a ball of fire, next week he's not quite right there, but he seems like he's getting better every week though. He's progressing. He
is. He knows what he needs in a truck. Sometimes I don't think we can ever get him loose enough for him because he likes them loose. But he's definitely got the experience. And I know he started driving for me when he was 15 years old, 5 years ago. And I've watched him progress and grow. And it's funny, we were at a sponsor meeting last week with Gates Rubber Company. They're going to be the primary sponsor on our 91 truck and associate sponsor on Derek's 19 truck. So Colby's going to have him full time as a primary, and Derek's going to have him as an associate. We were at dinner with all their executives, and it's a great company. We're glad to bring them into the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, and it's a great tie for them. And it's going to be a program that'll help them sell a lot of hydraulic hoses, a lot of belts and hoses, and we're glad to be out there working with them and represent them at the racetrack. But seeing Derek at 20 years old being at a dinner with sponsors, I remember when he was 15 years old, he wouldn't look up from his menu to order. He's so embarrassed. And he was carrying the table the other night with conversation and talking. It's great to see these drivers not only advance on the racetrack, but most importantly, off the racetrack with their sponsor relations and their media relations. And Derek has grown. It's been amazing. It's great to see drivers like Todd Gilliland going to Cup now. He was one of our great drivers. Haley Deegan's continuing to grow. Cole Custer's in the Cup series now. But we've been able to, and it's so rewarding to see these drivers live their dreams and move forward.
And how is it for you as personally to see all these people that you work with move up into other divisions?
Well, I'll tell you, that makes the bad days a little better to see these youngsters, and not only drivers, I mean crew members. We've got a lot of crew members that
Right.
It's funny having Shane Wilson come back to work for me this year. It was in 2000 he got his first crew chief start in both the Winston West and the Truck Series with me when we had Brendan Gaughan driving for us.
Mm.
But to bring Shane back and be able to team him up with Derek and back in our program, it's exciting. And nothing's more rewarding to see somebody accomplish a goal, sit down, and when you meet with them, they have goals, and to see them grow and accomplish those goals.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see Derek do good this year because I think he's got the potential to do really big things this year. So I'm hoping all works out good for him.
It will. We've got him with Josh Wise. I talked to Josh today, and he's going to be his trainer and work with him both physically and mentally. So Josh, he works with a lot of great drivers. The champion of the Cup Series, Kyle Larson's, and that's going to be a great addition. And I think that'll help Derek a ton.
Well, I tell you what, we hope to see you out here on the East Coast some with the Truck Series this year.
We will be there, and I appreciate your time, guys. Sorry I haven't had the best connection here, but I appreciate the time and appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for your time too, Bill. We appreciate it. I know you're a busy man, got a lot going on, but we appreciate you seem to always make time for us when we call, so I appreciate it.
All right, guys. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Thank you very
too.
much.
Have a great one. Have a great one.
Yep, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, see you, Bill. I'll see Bill at the Napa Expo.
Oh, they're coming back this year?
Yeah, as well as going to be in July in Vegas.
Oh, you're going to Vegas. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, but he was here for that one too, but they're not having it. It would already happen. Yeah, apparently the pizza guy had somebody else's phone number. He called them, and they're like, "I ain't ordering a pizza."
Well, maybe he'll. Eddie Clark's got another one he added to his
Yeah.
list as far as
Yeah, Bill Dennis. I mean, yeah, that's another great.
Yeah, tell me about it. I mean,
there's so many. I mean, I don't know how. And then there's crew members like Christian Berry that ran here, won a bunch of races in mini stock, was an official here for a long time. Butch Lassiter. I mean, there's just so many. I'm glad I don't have that job.
well, I mean,
I just don't. Well, even in Cup, I don't see how you could just limit it to 5. It's so hard, especially the first initial one.
well, that's true. It would be hard, but I think it would be for the overall well-being of something like that happen. You need to start slow. I think you need to start with the 5. Put your 5 in there. Get everybody involved. Hey, look, I know,
It does make it more prestigious, I will say. And then, I mean, and I know it's still kind of fresh, but I mean, Bill Mullis. I mean, he secured the racetrack. The racetrack had been in some financial trouble for quite a few years.
And after our conversation with him the other night, there's more behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know that took place. And Bill,
I mean, you got to give him credit for that.
He brought racing back.
Wayne Hanbury.
Sure, yeah.
Charlie Doyle.
There was a Ford. What was his name? Gosh, can't think of his name. I can see his face, but I can't think of
the 55, I think.
Gosh,
Charlie Ford.
Charlie Ford, yeah. He would.
And then you got what you call his dad, Clean Sweep. The 5's crew chiefs. Charlie Daniels.
Yeah.
Paul Luna. I mean, there's just so many to. So many. I mean, Buddy Dozier. I mean, he didn't win any races, but Oh, he got credited for one win that Tommy Ellis got in his car. He was definitely a lap down. I was here, and they said he was on the lead lap. He was not on the lead lap, and come back and won the car because he started feeling bad, and Tommy Ellis got a flat tire and was driving one of Mike Buffkin's, another guy that probably could go in.
That was said earlier.
Eddie Clark, you're exactly right. I should go in there.
Eddie Clark. All right, Ed, it's time to go to bed. You're getting delirious now. It's time to go and get into bed. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. If Scott Allen got inducted into, he ain't gonna get in the first 505 of them. Still ain't gonna make it.
But Tommy Ellis got a flat tire driving one of Mike Buffkin's cars. And he got mad because they had an impact wrench, and he said they changed them faster with a 4-way back in the day. He went a couple laps down, and he parked it. It was a 200 lapper, and I think it was 200 laps, 150 or 200 laps. And then Tommy got in Buddy Dozier's car and come back, and I think who finished second? I think it was Phil, if I ain't mistaken. Phil or Roger. I think it was Roger Sawyer, another one that should be in there. And Roger said they come over the radio, said, look, he's a lap down, let him go. And he let him go, and they ended up giving him the win.
Eddie Clark says, as a broadcaster. That ain't going to work either, Eddie. That's not going to work either. So, but anyway, you think about the history here at Langley Speedway. And it's like Bill said the other day, the history will surprise you with some of the people that have raced here, been successful here, not only the ones that's right here as locally, but some of the people that came in from outside to race here. And I think it would be really great to have a show where we could get maybe a Tommy Ellis in here. Wouldn't that be fun to have Tommy Ellis come on the show? You could probably get him riled up really good and be really, really great. Well, we're waiting on a call from Donnie Wilson, the Snowball Derby winner. I haven't heard anything from him. He was supposed to let me know if he couldn't make it, but don't know yet what the deal is there. But we're going to have Jaclyn Drake coming on here in just a few minutes too, and she's going to talk about her new job with NASCAR and her getting behind the wheel again of a late model down at Southern National and ended up finishing 7th. I think that was a big deal for her to be able to do that. Not very many people can get out of the car for a couple years, 2 or 3 years, whatever it was, jump back in it and finish in a good spot and make something out of it. All right, we're waiting on Jaclyn or Donnie Wilson one to call in here. Hopefully, we'll get one of them in here pretty soon, and we'll talk with them. Anybody else got anything they want to say about a possible who they thought might want to go into the Langley Speedway Hall of Fame? I mean, when and if that becomes a big time thing, Howard Crew. That's another one whose name I saw along the way. I don't know a whole lot about him, but I did see that name. I really enjoyed doing some research on Langley Speedway this past week, and once that became a topic, it was really cool to be able to do that and look back and see who all has been very successful. Gene Lovelace, there's one I know. I've heard and heard a lot about him. Denny Hamlin raced here. Yeah, Denny Hamlin ran here for a while. He ran over at Southampton when I was at Southampton. He ran over there too. But Denny Hamlin, he would be one of those guys that everybody should talk about.
Hey, look at here.
The pizza has arrived. The pizza.
I think Papa John's. I gotta say
Lester Gupton. Do you know that name, Lester Gupton? I don't know.
Denny who?
Denny Hamlin. Howard Cruz. You remember Howard Cruz?
Sounds familiar. I gotta say too, before we get too far, the guy that was building engines out here, I don't know him. He's been out here for a long time. Our buddy, the pressure washing, I can't think of his damn name, just passed away Sunday, I think it was. So gotta say condolences to his family. Sorry, I don't know who he is. Yes, I am much happier now. You can text 855-437-0116 and you can get up to a $200 gift card. Jack, we'll just keep calling. We'll keep texting. And then they got loyal customers. They're going to be closed on December 25th and 4th and 5th. On to a pizza.
So Scott's going to go ahead and tear into the pizza.
Yeah, I mean, like, why not, right?
So I don't know what happened with Donnie Wilson. Because I just talked to him yesterday, and let's see what's going on with Jaclyn Drake too. Jaclyn Drake is supposed to.
Had a good run down there, and
Sure did.
all right, what is she gonna be doing at NASCAR?
I'm not sure what her job is going to be.
He's getting his nominations from me.
With Scott Allen. Eddie, I think, your wife needs to go ahead and
Eddie's a nice guy. Don't say nothing bad about
needs to
it.
go ahead and get him tucked into bed. It's getting out of hand. But anyway, so hopefully we'll
And we learned to build, and them said they like a lot of classes.
yeah, he said, what's wrong with a lot of classes? But, like you told him, can't make everybody happy all the time. So
You're not going to.
you keep talking.
Share the pizza. I'm too hungry, Kurt. Jack's got his own pizza. He's got one right there.
If I didn't, I wouldn't have none. I can tell you that. All right, well, waiting on. Hopefully, we'll get somebody to call in here in a minute.
I mean, what about Bill Mcanally, though? I mean,
I didn't see the change to Chevrolet coming
No.
at all. I mean,
I'm curious what the background story is of that, because there's got to be. Obviously, they're not developing drivers for Toyota. The truck deal. I wonder what foot fell first or what hand dropped first. Was it Toyota was leaving this program and it's okay, well, let's go to the trucks, because obviously if they're going to the trucks with GMS, it's Chevrolet.
yeah. But and on top of all that, I don't understand. Spanky says eating again, and it's not Spanky's kitchen. How you doing, Spanky? Man, I tell you what, I see you out having a good time this past week.
No, this ain't no Spanky's kitchen, I can promise you.
We're waiting to see if we can find a way to get down there and get to eat at Spanky's kitchen. That's what we kind of miss Spanky's kitchen. We kind of miss Spanky. I guess that's the best way to say it. We miss him. So.
Oh, Eddie said, let me know when I go to Vegas, he'll bring the barbecue in.
That's a good idea, because I'll probably bring Eddie over here to take your place. Eddie, you want to come over here and co-host it in Scott's place, but you have to bring the pizza. I mean the barbecue.
The week of July 17th, 18th, 19th that week.
So, Spanky, you going back to East Lincoln again this year? That'll be a big thing. I know you're excited about doing that again. Eddie Clark says he can remember names. You can't remember names.
I can't remember nothing. Hell, I can't have my head won't attach to my shoulders. I'd be in trouble. Damn, Jack, you sure don't want the hell in the handbasket,
Yeah,
bud.
it's the week before Christmas. I don't think anybody's they're worried about us too much right now.
No.
Hello? Well, that didn't work either. Imagine that.
So what are you guys doing? Anybody staying in for the holidays or who's traveling? And what are you guys looking forward to next year? I think there's going to be some good racing this year coming up.
I think from what I'm hearing about the new generation car that's coming along, the racing. Give Kirk our link. You got it? Hold on, Kirk. We'll get you a link where you can talk to us. We're gonna see if we can get Kirk Ipock on here. That would be great. Gotta find your name on here somewhere. Oh, I don't have his number.
You got him on Facebook. Let's see if I can get Kurt. I'm gonna send it to you on Messenger, Kurt.
Kurt, we're sending you
You got to open it in Chrome, a Chrome browser.
Jason Spanky says, "I see now no free food." Don't look at him. You know, everybody seems to think I'm the one that does all the eating, but I think we see the difference here.
I'm a growing boy.
The boy part, maybe, yeah.
And Kurt's viewed it, so I think Kurt will be here in just a second. Kurt, you just got to open it in Chrome browser. We're cheap when it comes to free food.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I should have known Jaclyn is out in the western part of the country skiing. So she was going to call while she was not skiing.
plus she's skiing.
Yeah. But anyway, sorry the show went to hell like it did, but
That's all right.
But it's hopefully we'll get Kirk on here. He says he's trying.
Just click the link, open it in Chrome.
What are you doing, Spanky? Okay, hey, look, it's the week before Christmas. I think everybody's just said, well, we ain't going to mess with them guys tonight. We're going to go and do our thing. So, So how was your vacation?
Very well needed.
Well, you look like you had a good time down there.
Well, I'm a picture straight. The doctor told me to do what I want to do and have fun as much as I can. The ALS, it moved my legs a little and got a little worse in my lungs. So the wife rented me a scooter and the doctor ordered me a scooter and all day I thought I was just taking on 500 riding around that big ship. Just get out of my way because I wouldn't run over you.
Well, I bet it was well worth all the time and the effort to go down and have a good time and forget about things for a while.
That it was. That was the best thing a wife could have done, ran me a scooter.
Good. I'm glad. Now, is she gonna reach the one down at East Lincoln so you can run around there?
No, I take my golf cart now, so I can be mobile.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
Well, Spanky, I got to ask. Maybe some of the guys that's on. How did you get the name Spanky?
Alright, I had golf when I was 18. And my cheeks blowed up and they said I look like Deputy Dog. Well, then somebody in radio said, no, you don't look like Deputy Dog, you look like little fat Spanky off Little Rascal. And that name stuck, and it's 20-some years plus, that's where it come from.
Oh, okay.
So that didn't come from the garage. I figured that had to come from the racing garage because normally everybody in the racing garage, nobody knows anybody's name. They just know what their nickname is.
Yeah, they just call me Spanky and it stuck, and then Spanky Pigeon Road, and actually we're going back to the original. My wife's concession stand was J&J Concession, so let's make it back to Spanky's Kitchen. Everybody knows you about that.
Right.
But East Lincoln, he come visit, and I'll see you.
And we're going to come. We're going to try to get down there this year. One way or the other, I've told my wife and I've told everybody that this year I'm going to make my rounds to some of these places and go to some of these racetracks because, I want to be able to see some of this stuff.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you get in the parking lot, you'll smell the big green egg smoking.
What kind of stuff are you fixing down there, Spanky?
I've got hot wings, chicken tenders, half-inch big bologna sandwiches, hamburgers, hot dogs, fried pickles, nachos. You name it, I got it. I got something different every week, even my barbecue.
Oh, okay.
I keep it surprised. Every week there's something new out in my menu.
All right. Well, cool. Well, I'm gonna make Scott get in the car and go down there with me one time. So,
I tell you what, we stick the pizza in front of him in the car.
yeah, he'll kill a pizza now. There ain't no doubt about that.
I know them cheeks. I'm sitting there looking at you.
I'm hungry, Spanky.
Slow down, save
He can't talk now. He's got his mouth full.
Well, listen, I just got home. I think my cruise, and we had a good time. I need to, get a lot of things off my mind, and I actually did Lord willing. I'm going back on another one in February.
Well, cool.
Where are you going?
My wife does the book, and I just do the paying. Y'all know how that works. Happy wife, happy life.
That's right.
You got that right.
So,
Hey, look, I'm going on one in October. You ought to come on up here and go on one with us in October.
well, you need to get a hold of me and let me know. Well, we cruise all the time.
Oh, but I tell you what, when I get home and get the information from my wife, I'll send it to you. Maybe you can jump in there and go with us on on that cruise. All right, and I even got my own personal travel agent that's going to help set you up. All right. Well, I'll do that.
I'm all about getting on a ship. Like I said, the funniest thing was you get on the elevator and I've done that food up in the elevator and I tell people watch your feet. I don't have no insurance because I don't care if I flush a toe or not.
Right.
And believe it or not, them dang scooters are heavy because when I had to put it in my skate room, it run over my foot and I said, yeah, that thing's heavy.
Those things are the motor and stuff, but those are pretty nice, especially on the ship.
Hey, Spanky, Bama wants to know, where is the trailer?
Well, it ain't Christmas time yet. I thought we were supposed to get it.
He said he wanted to know where the trailer was. I said, okay, well, cool.
We sort of bought a late model and then what was that late model right before you started in. And I've got another connection that's supposed to be giving us an enclosed trailer around Christmas. He's on my butt hard about that.
Well, Spanky, I'm gonna send you that info. Maybe you can come and go with us on that cruise.
Hey, y'all do it. Merry Christmas to you. Take that pizza away, brother.
No, I can't do that.
I'm not gonna stick my hand over it. He's liable to bite it. It's half gone now.
That's already a problem.
All right, Spank. I will. I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it when I get home. Talk to you again, okay? He must be worried about it. All right, man.
See,
Talk to
Spanky.
you later.
It's good to hear Spanky's doing well.
Well, yeah.
You know, he's enjoying himself, doing some cruises. Well, how come you invite him cruise? You didn't invite me on a cruise.
Because I know you need to talk to your wife about it yet. I know your wife, but ain't you got one coming up anyway?
We got one going to Canada in 23. And my brother, actually my wife and my cousin and them were going.
Hey, here's the number one man, Kirk Alpock. How you doing, Kirk? Well, I'm glad you got mine because I don't have yours. I don't know what. Well, I do know what happened. My phone burned up on me a few months ago, and I probably lost it then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So how's it going with you, man? How's everything?
All right, let me turn my video off because we're way ahead of what I'm watching. Just got to give me some pizza.
Well, I
Can't do it.
I'm not gonna stick my hand over. I can tell you that now, Kirk. I ain't doing it.
I see the way he's biting on it.
He ain't gonna let it sit still long. I
Hey.
can tell you that.
Hey, we're cheap, Kurt. We're cheap.
So how's everything going with you, man?
We're living day by day. You know, I mean, we're in a slow season right now, which is a good thing. You know.
Yeah.
But we're getting ready to get back racing first of the year.
Now, are you going to be hanging out down there at Goodyear during this winter heat thing he's got going on?
It depends on what the weather looks like.
Yeah.
Depends on how
He does
cold it
have
is.
me a sweet seat, so yes, I can go. But really, I'm ready to take a break and just get ready for next year.
Now, were you down there during the big race he had?
Oh yes, sir. I was there, and it was great. With Anthony Goodyear, man, just coming in this year and putting on a show, he did one heck of a job.
He did. Now, that's true. He did do that. That was. Now I was there for that race, and that was a huge race.
It was, and I can't be more tickled for him because he's really working on pushing late models.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing about it, Kirk, is what I hear about you. You love the late model or the local racing, and that's what you want to be involved in. That's good.
Hold on, man. Let me turn my phone off. My Facebook, we're way ahead of the Facebook. Okay, I'm with you now. Go ahead.
No, but I'm just saying what I've heard about you and all the people that I've talked to, they say you're all about the local racing, the late models, anything that's got local racing involved. You like to be involved in it.
I do, and it's just like Langley. I love Langley too. Go up there and watch the races, and Bill Mullins. Awesome guy. He invites me every time up to a sweet seat. But tell Bill he still owes me some scholars.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell him.
He has not yet gave me scholars.
Okay. Well, I'll tell him, and I'll see if he'll send you some.
No. He's got to cook them for me when I go.
Oh, okay. All right. There you go. Oh, okay. Now, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, but Langley is an awesome speedway. I think that's where you guys are broadcasting from, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And Bill's done an awesome job, and I want to give a shout out to Justin and Christine. Christine's the one that got me involved in racing years ago.
Oh, really?
She's the one that's made me who I am today in racing, because she's like, oh, you just need to do this and you need to do that.
Yeah.
That's funny because I was just getting ready to ask you, how did you become a race fan?
I went to a race at Southern National.
Mm-hmm.
And long story short, a bunch of our friends, we were cooking a pig, and Justin and Christine, they were running Southern National at that time. And all our, we probably had, 30 head. And Justin and Christine come over. They were running Southern National. They were camping in their camper, and they come over and said, "Can we join you?" I said, "Yeah, you're more than welcome to." I mean, a race fan, we're all family.
That's right.
I mean, we have one thing in common.
I agree.
But anyway, they come over, and the next morning we only ate half the pig because a buddy of mine cooked the pig, and nobody liked it, so we threw it in the trash can, and Christine had to go throw it away. And about 3 o'clock in the morning, the next morning, she brings Mike Diaz, to my motorhome. 3 o'clock in the morning, they're cleaning up the track, this, that, and that. She says, "Well, you need to meet this guy." And I mean, that's when I fell in love with it. And it's my short tracks, and I mean, you're Josh Berry that's making it, you're Tate Fogham that's making it. I'm tickled for them guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's, all your racers, they want to make it to the top level.
Yeah.
But I'd rather stay at the local level because I just love it.
Well, and you have been such a benefit to the local level racing and everything that's going on. It probably would be a whole lot harder had it not been for a guy like you to come along and help them out.
And, a lot of people tell me, Jack, but I mean, there's another Kirk Ipock that'll come around, and I hope there will be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I tell a lot of people, remember J.D. Stacy back in the day?
Right. Yep.
He came around. He was a couple of years. I don't know, maybe 3 years. I don't really know the math, but he loved it too. And I mean, I do. I mean, and Jack, just like I told sent you a text, and I appreciate what you do for the sport too. You Doc Loves and everybody else that does the podcast and stuff. Y'all's passion is just like my passion. You love it.
That's exactly right. And I tell you, I had a blast when I went down to Goodyear. I mean, Anthony does a great job down there, but I had a blast down there being a part of that. And I wish I'd have known where you were while I was there. I'd run into you somewhere, but yeah, it was a fantastic thing. And that's why I love being a part of it. I'll just go down there and just sit there and watch the race.
Did you get free food while you were down there?
No.
Oh, really? Oh, damn. And you still went, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Jack, you should have looked. I mean, up there at the start-finish line, there was a solid rock pad. One of my buddies asked me, he said, "Hey, man, where we staying at?" I said, "Look up there. Anthony Goodyear done put a banner up there."
Now, I saw the banner and everything, but see, he had me in a box down on the far end. I was in one of the suites down on the far end. So
you should have come down there to me and hung out. I mean, we never met person to person, but I'd love to meet you person to person.
You might not want to do that, Kurt. It might be over after that. You might not.
No, it ain't. No. You can't believe the people I hang out with.
Oh, God.
Well, I was going to say, Christine's listening.
I promise you, if I got a piece in the sweet seat, I will give you a piece. Come on, Scott.
I'm there, Kurt. I'm there. Christine's listening. She says Kurt's my best buddy.
Who said that?
Christine.
Oh, call her Rubber Nut.
Rubber nut. I got what's the story?
No, you don't want to know. I send y'all a picture, but you can't put it out there.
Okay, well,
Lord, she might start cussing you.
I love them to death. You hear me?
Yeah, I mean, her and Justin are good people. We're glad to have them here at Langley, and we like to give them a hard time too.
yeah, I sit up here and give her a hard time every time I'm up here in the box with them. So,
But I don't think she pays you no attention.
yeah, they do.
She don't. Hey, Christine, she ain't listening to you guys.
I'll tell you right now, she ain't scared of you and me.
No, she ain't scared. I've seen Justin where he was pretty scared. But
That's a fact.
I will tell you a story about Christine. She's probably going to call me in a minute and tell me I can't believe you said that. But ask her about the boat ride.
Oh, well, okay. So, that sounds like that's something good there too.
Oh yeah, just ask Christine about the boat ride.
All right. Well, I'm going to see her here before too much longer, hopefully, and I'm going to check on all these stories here.
Yeah.
Just ask her about the boat ride.
All right, I'm going to do that. Well, Kirk,
All right. Well, I enjoy calling you guys, and Jack, like I said, it's got. I mean, you guys are just like me. You're passionate about the sport, and I appreciate what y'all do just as much as you appreciate what I do for the sport.
well,
thank you.
we appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words, and you do a lot for this sport, and we're so grateful that you do, because that keeps it going. That's what we need to do. Keep it going.
Right. I just hope that the other racers, they realize that what we really do for them.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
I mean, because we're behind them 100%, and just like the Cars Tour next year, we're making it better.
Mm-hmm.
Lane is in the Triple Crown again,
Mm-hmm.
and like I texted earlier, just like with Denny Hammond, I mean, that's where he cut his teeth at. Jack, he named off some names and stuff. And,
Right.
Anyway, just appreciate you guys as much as y'all appreciate me.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. And look, have a nice and safe, happy holidays. And hopefully we'll see you as soon as all this is over with, and we'll maybe get together. Maybe you'll be down there at Goodyear when I come down there sometime.
Well, you know where my sweet seat would be. It'd be a solid rock over the top of it.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that.
And I promise you, I'll give you a piece of pizza.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Jack.
All right, man.
Thanks,
we'll talk
buddy.
to you later. All right, man.
Nice guy.
What a nice guy. I mean, he truly is.
He is. He's really, he's one of a kind. And you look at all these race cars that have solid rock carriers on them. He does that. He sponsors racetracks, races.
I mean, there's a lot of other things he could do with his money.
But
I mean, let's be honest. And they were very fortunate, and he's downplaying how much he's done, and it means a lot to all these guys in racetracks. And I think it comes back too, because I think everybody who doesn't, and in this lower tier of NASCAR, who doesn't know who Solid Rock Carriers is?
you got that right. You got it right. But this sport, it has its ebbs and flows back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody like Kurt comes in, he helps guys that if he didn't have that little bit of help to give them, who knows where they might not be racing. They might not be the series the Cars Tour series may not be as good as it is.
Right, and that's going to be a nice program. I mean, the Cars Tour has a really nice program. They have a nice product, and it's just Kurt's helping to elevate that, and it's going to be a great deal. And they're coming here. I don't remember what date, but we'll be here to check out the Cars Tour, because it's always a great race. And so far as us, I mean, I know a lot of people say they're thankful for us, and I probably speak for both of us. We don't feel that way. We just feel like we're having fun doing what we like to do. I don't know that we really contribute anything,
but I do. I enjoy it. I mean, you got a job that you have to depend on and do your job and everything. I don't have that, and I can sit down and play with this stuff a little bit. Of course, I'm not playing with the computers because I'm not screwing them up, because I seem to be having a problem doing stuff like that. But I mean, I sit down and I talk to people, and it's a lot of fun just to be able to call somebody and say, "Hey, what are you doing? What's up? What's going on down your way?"
Getting all the gossip.
And getting a little bit. But the thing is,
you are a little female-ish, Jack.
Maybe, but I get the inside on some of that stuff. And a lot of stuff, if you spread it, they can know where it comes from. So you can't say a whole lot, because they're telling you things that aren't, and don't you go spreading that. And I would never spread it.
Right.
But
Well, it's funny when we are privileged enough to go in some of those garages and go into some teams, and they'll allow us in the back and tell us the not public information. And we're very fortunate on that. But we do know on a lot of those cases, we can't tell you, or we can't publicly tell you.
And it's like with Bob Levine when he had his race team. We honestly could walk in there and pretty much call the shots we wanted to do around the shop. I mean, we went there and we
went there when their hospitality with Casey King, and he just come out the door and was like, "Hey, what are y'all doing? Come on in here," and pulled us in the office with all the other executives and Casey, and they were doing some. I think then they were trying to do some show because there were some cameras following Casey around, and kind of told us the whole backstory. And then was Casey out of the car? But then later there was some. Well, I really can't tell you that either. Some of the reasons, and we don't know the truth, but we know there was something going on so far as why he wasn't in the car no more.
And then there was the time that the charters were being manipulated a little bit, and we just happened to walk in the shop right in the middle of this. I'll never forget it. It was the funniest thing in the world. And the first thing come out of Bob Levine's mouth was, "You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing here."
But it is funny too, and I'm sure Andrew probably could attest to this. When you're down there and you know these people, a lot of those things are not secrets down there.
No.
It's kind of funny when you drive outside of Charlotte, Mooresville, nobody knows. We're right inside of that. Everybody knows what's going on. I mean, it's not a secret from all of it. I mean,
and we've been like you said, we've been fortunate enough that we've had the inside connections in a lot of those shops.
we made some great relationships.
And it's really good that we have that in a lot of ways. We don't abuse it. We don't look for anything from it, but we do enjoy this. Like with Racing Jason,
Yes.
We've got a relationship with him and his racing, and it's just because we love it so much that we want, we like being around it. So we thank everybody, especially as we begin to end this year. We want to thank everybody for what they do for us.
Thanks for watching the show.
Yeah, I mean, Scott and I, we got started on this show, and he and I would look at each other after the show was over with and say, "Damn, I hope we get 50 people to watch it tonight."
It'd be like 3 or 4 views. 1 view. And I think that was the one I clicked on.
So, it was really, and we've managed to, thanks to all the people out there that support us by watching our show. We're not professional, and we never proclaim to be professional. We're here to have fun. We're here to just give you some information that we have just to play. I mean, Scott's, he's racing, so he sees things inside that I don't see. I see things here that he don't see. But we all have I just tell you like this. I'm grateful to Scott for coming here and being a part of the show with me, because it's a lot of heart goes into what we do. I mean, it's what we love doing. I mean, it's hard for Scott to get all the way from Virginia Beach over here on a day he's working. It's hard for me to come all the way from Southampton County over here. But there's no place we'd rather be on Tuesday nights than right here. Yeah. And we both make that effort to get here.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So
no, we totally enjoy it. And we got to thank everybody that does watch the show, and we appreciate it. We look forward to next year.
So as we get ready to sign off, I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. Please be mindful.
Well, are we coming back before the end of the year?
No, it'll be after the end of the year.
So we're off 2 weeks.
I don't know how it works out, but we're not coming back after the year.
Oh, wait a minute. No, that's 1 week. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, it is one. I was just going to go with it right now. But anyway, Merry Christmas to everybody. But let's also, while we're out, we got some people out there that need to be thought of, and take, everybody needs to spend a few minutes saying a prayer for them, thinking about them, helping them out if you can. And I'm talking about Davey Millard. Yes,
there's a food chain. If you want to send them dinner, it's all out. I've never done one before, but you can, if you want to send dinner on a certain day, or you can make a meal and take it by there. It's greatly appreciated. Those guys, they have a lot going on. There's been a couple of videos and a couple of pictures now of Davey. It's good to see him. Just hope it keeps progressing in his journey. And then, you know, we got to give a shout out to Craig Eastup.
I was getting ready to say
He
Craig
said he
Eastup.
doesn't know if he's going to make the first race or first couple of races or what. I really don't know a whole lot.
Well, as much as we love racing, getting better and being healthy is more important than racing here. So whatever it takes to get Craig Eastup healthy and fit and better, that's what he needs to do. So,
and too, I want to say, you know, live life to the fullest, because
you
never know when the last one is. I mean, I think we could all, everybody here or that's still on the show has lost somebody, or things have changed in their lives. I know Christine and Justin have gone through a terrible thing, and you just never know, you know.
You don't know. Nobody knows what tomorrow holds for you. And so enjoy yourselves. Have a good life. Go out and have a great Christmas. And we'll be back again after the first of the year, starting this all over again.
After I get my paid vacation check.
So we want to, okay. And we want to thank everybody for being here with us. And thank you, Eddie. Merry Christmas to you. Christine, Merry Christmas to you. We really appreciate your support. So we'll see you again next year. Talk to you then. Please share and like our show, and we'll be back again next year, starting big and strong.
See you guys.